Yeah.
So, when I came home from hospital, I've got little memory of that period, and for the next 2 months, I didn't have much of a memory, only specific things.
You're right.
So, what condition was I in?
You were really you were dying. You couldn't speak. You were paralyzed down one side. You weren't eating. It was awful. But we got you a hospital bed, and basically whenever you woke up, we got you to drink something with those 45 pouches. When you were in pain, we filled you with painkillers. We washed you, cleaned you, slept with you 24 hours a day. And then after, I don't know, perhaps a month, 5 weeks, you began to show some improvement. You showed improvement in the evenings. You would sleep on and off most of the day and have a couple of good hours in the evenings, and then sleep on and off during the night.
Yeah, I recall random evenings coming good and getting my strength back.
Well, we celebrated them because we didn't think you were going to have many.
Yeah, so I was forced to have wine.
You weren't forced. You used to eye my wine and then say you wanted some, didn't you, Shoko? You weren't forced to have wine. I did offer you a cheese biscuit. Do you remember those cheese snacks? And you didn't want one. And I forgot, and I offered you again. And you said to me, I've told you 13 times I don't want any. And you went on and on about how 13 times. Of course, I'd never asked you 13 times, but it was those.
These are the cheese biscuits.
Yeah. You really took against them, and yet you used to love them.
Well, I did love them. I had
funny.
it in my head that you kept on trying to force feed these things to me. So
of course I wouldn't.
Yeah, but I was hallucinating.
I know.
I had all sorts of hallucinations for a while.
You thought I was poisoning you. I tried to give you your medication. You tried to climb out the window one night. I was trying to give you your nighttime medication, and you were saying to me, "You're not qualified. You're not qualified. Get a nurse. I'm not taking anything." And you tried to climb out the window. Lorna had to restrain you that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that there were 4 people looking after me, and that was you, my sister Lorna, my wife Shoko, and I think there was my auntie Jane, and she wasn't there. I mean, she lives in Australia.
Yes.
But
in your head.
That was in my head for a couple of weeks. You were my main carers, and after a couple of weeks, she disappeared, and I remember saying, "Where's the other one?" And obviously, no one knew what I meant, and so that was a sign that I was getting my marbles back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, just slowly, we got you to eat a little bit more. You had about a quarter of a Weetabix, or just a couple of mouthfuls of something. Shoko would cook you something tasty, and you'd eat a tiny bit. Never enough to constitute a meal, but you ate a little bit, and then we got you to eat a little bit more, and a little bit more, and just slowly you got stronger. Remember to chew it, love.
It's a bit chewy.
Yeah.
Should be soft.
Just me to chew it.
Okay.
Chewy?
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got you eating a little bit more. You got marginally stronger. So then you could sort of sit out on the edge of the bed. And then I think you got movement, a bit of movement back in your right leg.
That's wonderful. I can't believe it. just suddenly happened?
I don't know. I think that
Hand as well.
no, your right hand was a bit later
Oh.
because you one during the day at some time. Choco, Lorna, and I were sitting here having a cup of tea, and we heard this crash, and we went downstairs, and you'd hauled yourself out of bed, and were lying under the bed, and luckily Lorna's seriously fit, and was able to lift you back into bed, and then
Well, I was only 60 kilos at that point anyway.
well, there's a lot of you. You're still taller than her and longer
Yeah,
and what have you.
but
But you fractured your wrist, we think, then. We didn't realise for a while because it was paralysed. And then your fingers were swelling. And we realised that you had a fracture. And I think it was after, then you got it splinted, and after that you might have started moving it. But your leg came first. Because then we got you a walker to walk with to get your balance and to get a bit of strength. But you couldn't lift your arm. Do you remember? You used to have to lift your arm on.
yeah, my right arm.
Yeah.
I had to. That was scary actually, because I couldn't hold on to anything, so I was nervous about using the walker.
And falling. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I fell a few times. I recall falling in the into the bed, and for months afterwards, I thought that the wardrobe threw me across the room. I lived in fear of that chest of drawers.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I believed in sinkholes, and that I would get swallowed up at some point if I was left alone. And what else?
Well, perhaps that comes from the fall out of your bed then. Because after that we didn't leave you alone.
Yeah.
Not morning or night.
I fell in the shower one day. I fainted